haven't seen Georgina. She may just be absent today.
This will be a question. Okay, let's get this show on the road.
How you doing? Good. How are you? Always good to see you. Hi. How are you?
Okay, please take your seats so we can get started. Okay, we call the meeting to order, please. First of all, we have actions taken in closed session. Our clerk, please.
Yes, the board took action in closed session at this meeting on January 21st, 2025, not to renew the employment of a probationary faculty member. The administrative remedies of the faculty member have subsequently been exhausted. The vote of the board taken on January 21st, 2025 was 7 ayes, no nays.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you very much. We will now have the invocation by Trustee Bartlett and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Trustee Dack.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I want to talk about the importance of family. I just returned yesterday from a trip to Michigan where I attended a wedding for my niece, Michelle, and her now husband, Danny. It was truly an amazing gathering of all their family, friends, and loved ones who came from across the United States. It was a time to meet new people, but certainly a time to see and catch up with family and extended family that we haven't been in contact with for literally decades. Sitting down and spending quality time with so many family members was a real highlight for all of us. Through the many conversations that evening, we all realized that life is truly short, and we just cannot let so much time pass before meeting up again. Life is busy for everyone, and day-to-day priorities are important, but so is family. During the wedding reception, family reunions were planned for the following year. Phone numbers and email addresses were exchanged, and we all promised to stay in touch. Many of us, including me, realized that there was a great deal in common with each other, like hobbies, travel, pets, music, cars, restaurants, and for the older attendees, sharing health ailments and what works and what doesn't work. The stories that people talked about from years past had us all in tears, and we all laughed and cried as we reminisced. We all came to celebrate the wedding nuptials of Michelle and Danny, and through the evening, all came to realize that family, no matter how close or far away, deserves attention, devotion, and conversation, and to stay in touch with each other in your own way. When you take the time to reach out, life is just better. Thank you.
If you would join me in saying the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have public comments. First of all, we are going to have it on Well, it's not, I'm sorry. First of all, we're going to have two people on one topic, and then we'll talk about the second one for a moment. Okay, Jamila Gonzalez.
Hello, my name is Jamila. This is Crisantos and Karen. We believe you got a summary of our educational trip to UCI, but we would like to thank you guys for giving us this opportunity and would like to share some of our highlights. While we were there, Saddleback as a group was taught by Professor Jose Lumbreras, where we all got to learn more about each other and create a project on our family roots here in Orange County.
First of all, I want to thank Elliot, Jennifer, Penny, Rini, and Andrew for making the opportunity possible. As a first-generation student, I would have never thought that opportunities like that existed for me. The entire trip was a highlight for me. I made new friends, shared my most vulnerable moments, and learned about how important it is to share my own story, all within the same classroom. Not only did I get a peek at what it's like to attend a four-year university, but I also learned that I belong in every room I step in. Thank you.
I was really fortunate to be part of the transfer prep program at UCI. The highlight of it will be the connections I made and got to discover more about myself while connecting to others. Personally, for me, the schedule was really chaotic and the days might feel long, but at the end of the day, I got exposed to living on a college campus, which was something I didn't consider previously. Thank you again. I really hope other students get to experience this too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our second speaker on this one is Rick Miranda, District Employee, IVC.
Good evening. Thank you. I'm here to share a thank you. I had to write it so I don't get too choked up. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the Saddleback College Nursing Program for producing graduates who not only demonstrate mastery of their profession, but also embody the highest levels of compassion and care. Why? Some of you may know that I recently required medical attention that involved a hospital stay. During that time, I was fortunate to be cared for by a nurse who happened to be a recent graduate of Saddleback's nursing program. My nurse, Miss Diane Cow, provided care that was both technically excellent, deeply compassionate, an experience that reminded me how profoundly our work in education touches the community. To the faculty of the program, thank you for your unwavering dedication to your students. The knowledge, skills, and values you instill ripple outward in ways that improve lives, heal communities, and in my case, personally made a difference. What we do truly matters, not just in the classroom, but in the lives of people across our region. And to Ms. Cow, thank you for your professionalism, kindness, and the exceptional care you provided me. You are a shining example of the nursing program here at Saddleback College. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we now have one topic. Each speaker has up to 2 minutes, no more. And please be advised that the board members are not permitted to respond directly to public comments during the meeting. Also, there's a 20-minute maximum on the topic, and we will be sticking to that. Our first person, is Howard Hart.
So good evening. I'm Howard Hart. I'm a captain, United States Navy retired, city council member and former mayor of San Juan Capistrano, and a graduate of Saddleback College. I think the first time I addressed this board, I spoke about my family ties to this district. What I didn't share was my own path. You see, after Saddleback, and UC Irvine, I earned my Navy commission and spent the next 30 years as an intelligence officer, where I did things like analyzing the contents of other people's emails. Documents obtained from this district during recent public records requests tell an ugly story. They show an orchestrated effort driven from the very top of the district to misrepresent the true nature of the NG agreement. Leadership knew this was a controversial project. The administration gave NG assurances of board passage, helped it meet a regulatory deadline, and disguised a mandatory community benefits agreement as a neutral educational grant solely to make it look harmless. The original CBA and the final grant are almost identical in language. The signed agreement states its purpose was to fulfill NG's legal obligation under California law. That's not my analysis, that's actually in the text. In the eagerness to complete the agreements, warnings from Saddleback's own Director of Fiscal and Contract Services were ignored. More than one trustee was aware of this scheme and confident in the expectation that this board will get around to doing the right thing. I will spare those trustees the embarrassment of naming them. I respectfully ask you to unilaterally and immediately rescind this agreement. The community you represent is watching. Finally, a quick note to student trustee Leonard. My prayers are with you and your fellow Kabul Marines today. Your fellow trustees could learn valuable lessons from you about the timeless values of honor, courage, and commitment. Thank you.
Lee Covell.
I want to get it to time. Okay. Hi, I'm Lee Covell. I'm with San Juan Capistrano Commission of Heritage, and I'm also on the board who rejected this of the Boys and Girls Club. Duly elected trustees, I'm here to talk to you and help you. Ignoring your constituents jeopardizes your political future. I'm here to preview the kind of campaign ads you're going to face if you disregard their views, because you're all elected. Your decisions tonight on your future is what you're going to see at election time. So let's get into the work. Ad 1, please. This ad I call Saddleback Monopoly. This features a map where you all live. It says, trustees vote for flammable toxic battery farm, where they don't even live, for big bucks. None of you live in the area you're putting this. Ad number 2. It says, trustees vote the flammable toxic battery farm in, we vote them out. And Lisa, as you were talking about family, your family will be voting you out, because that's what the community is. Ad number 3, a photo of the actual proposed site, that field that CAL FIRE said is a red zone. It says, bad decisions equals a vote for new trustees. Saddleback College trustees voted for a flammable battery farm. What could go wrong? Now, thank you. Now, a marketing person would probably put Ryan's name in it or Caroline's name in it. I've kept the names out to protect the voters that haven't voted yet, but that's what you're going to be facing. Let's finish it up with this. Ad number 4, Facebook, digital, on phones, upside down. Thank you. It's digital. We flip our phone. There's a photo of the flammable battery field, and the ad says, elect new Saddleback trustees that don't play with fire. Don't get burned. Vote them out. Thank you. You realize this. Thank you.
Thank you.
The community will remember your decision, and so will the candidates that want your job. Thank you.
Allison Cope. Hope I'm saying that right.
Good evening. My name is Alyssa Cope. I'm an environmental planner, and I've been practicing with CEQA and NEPA for about 30 years. I wanted to bring to the board's attention the letter that Capistrano Unified School District presented to the docket on March 6, 2025. It's a two-page letter, basically stating that they support alternative energy, but they do not support this project because it endangers children and it endangers students that are within their district. It names about 4 schools that are in proximity, which also Saddleback College is in proximity. Your primary charter as representatives of Saddleback and on the board is the students. This letter is very clear. I'd like to submit this to the clerk. And then I'd also like to submit one more letter. This was one of the board members, school board members of Capistrano Valley Unified School District, Gail Jones, came to the CEC scoping meeting on June 3rd and was very clear in her presentation that what happened here with accepting the donation money not only enabled NG to move forward and meet their criteria, but that it is unethical by school standards. And I am submitting her transcript verbatim taken from that CEC meeting. I urge you to find a way, some way, to rescind the agreement based on misunderstanding, misinterpreted, non-factual information.
Thank
There's many,
you.
many ways to rescind that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thomas Dunn.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to come back to this podium and address you folks. Last time here, I introduced myself as the sensitive receptor. And I want to point out that everybody in the audience here, as well as on the podium up there, are sensitive receptors when it comes to this NG project. And we all know how this came about. The city of San Juan Capistrano said no. The CEC said, why don't you take advantage of the opt-in program? We all know what that is because Senate Bill number 100 requires by 2045 that we have massive stored energy projects. The opt-in program, and then you have, of course, Bill 205, which only the CEC has authority to approve. So all those things being said, we get back to the point of this group of trustees who are in a position to deal with Compass Energy approaching you, showing you what they would like to do, and you signing up for it. Huge mistake. Another huge mistake in this project is the Saddleback Church. They're not here to sit and listen. They have an opportunity to come to the public with the same compassion that they show anybody who comes to their church and wishes to redirect their lives to Jesus Christ. We need everybody here to pick up the idea that we need to get rid of this location for this project. We're not against lithium products. And, you know, I have to say, I was going to do a little quiz show, but I know you can't respond. But let me tell you what I found. We found a text that said, we need the Compass Energy Battery Project up and running, LOL. Thanks, Elliot.
Thank you very much. Jean Johns.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Gene Johns. I'm a retired detective out of the LA County Sheriff's Department, 31 years. I'm currently the Mayor Pro Tem of Laguna Niguel. You've heard from the mayor, you've heard from all these people, so I'm going to jump right to what I believe is the biggest issues here. This board, all of you up there, you signed an agreement with Compass or Angie, whatever you want to call them. In this agreement, you were to receive $750,000 in grant money. By signing that agreement, you became the final piece Compass needed to finish their application and go forward with the CEC. Nobody else, the Indian reservations, Boys and Girl Scouts, and others didn't accept up to 7 figures for their support of it. You did. The contract states community benefit. That wording was removed from your contract. However, the word grant was put in there. However, the code sections for community benefit are still in that contract. So you are the community benefit for that contract, which gives them the final piece they need on that. So those are reasons that you need to look at yourselves and decide if you want to be that person and be the reason that this goes the way it did. One of the other things that happened is in July, I'm trying to just cut to what the chase on this. In July, a CEC went back to the location because of concerns we had with the project. They looked at the slopes, they looked at the creek, and they saw the erosion, they saw the problems with that. There are definite dangers there. This issue is not a freeway jumping the flames over into the Saddleback area. This issue is if that catches fire, the toxic smoke that'll come up from that. That's our concern. You will be in the evacuation zone. You need to stop deceiving the residents, do the right thing, and remove yourself from this contract. Thank you.
Thank you. Catherine Pryor.
Thank you, trustees. I appreciate your time tonight. I have with me the report from the Orange County the Transit Authority. I want to share the information in it. This report was done in October of 2024, freely available on the internet to anyone. This is 6 months prior to the vote you took to accept that agreement. This 90-page document warns of hazardous situations posed by this project. This road is designed, there's only one road into that project land. It's designed for passenger cars, not heavily laden trucks, with hundreds of 20 to 30 feet long shipping containers loaded with thousands of lithium batteries, and a parade of loaded concrete trucks plowing over the railroad tracks again, burdened with enough concrete to pave over 13 acres. This is a massive project. This will be very stressful for the railway lines that they have to cross again and again. And the Transit Authority is trying to warn people. Please don't be neutral. Oppose it. This is actually a very threatening project, and we would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Debbie Hogg.
I think I'm the alternate speaker for Debbie. So Carl David, Laguna Niguel resident. I was going to start off on my time, but let me tell you that I've spoken a couple of times, but I had the dubious task of looking at your emails, and I'm not as eloquent as Howard is, but I wish I were. But I want to try and give you some quotes that might be a little interesting to you and the public that's listening. Back in, about December of 2024, the Vice President for Instruction at Saddleback stated to President Stern, I know this is a community angst about the facilities coming to San Juan Capistrano. Israel replied to President Stern when he inquired, contentious, controversial community issue. That follows through all the way up to January, February, and even in March, a big, long discussion that was had when the San Juan Capistrano city manager contacted the president and Rod Garcia. Don't know all the jobs, but he shared 2 letters from 2 schools stating there's total opposition. Please change your mind. Don't get involved in this. And then on March 26th and 27th, back and forth when, to your credit, Trustee Dack, you asked the question, I want to know if the district has had any discussions regarding the battery storage project being planned near the campus, where Chancellor Barnes, you replied, I'll have to find out more about that project. I've not heard any concerns, which stretches credulity. And then in response to that, President Stern wrote a 4-page email where he talked about rejecting the project. We can do this. Yes, there are lithium batteries catch fire. I can't read it all because it's so long, but he gives the opportunity to get out of it because it's not the right thing to do. And then it continued on into the 27th, and the response back to Trustee Dack, and you might have done verbal contacts, but she said, let's hang, Chancellor Barnes says, let's hang tight for a moment and loop back around on this. I'll continue next time.
Thank you very much. Amy David.
I don't believe it's going to be as eloquent as some of the others. You are not surprised. I'm a Laguna Niguel resident. Israel knew in August of 2024. He was introduced to NG. December 2024 to January 2025, Peter George, VP of Venture Strategic, Jeff Corliss, contacted Chancellor Barnes and Gable and offered a briefing. You accepted that briefing. Between January and March, you knew CUSD opposed the project. March 25, both Chancellor Barnes, Gable, and President Stern, in response, wanting to know if the district knows about the battery issue, Chancellor's response, they have to find out more information. You misrepresented the facts at a bare minimum. Other people would refer to it as a lie. March 26, 2025, Vice Chancellor Gable, Julie, you may recall that Trustee Bartlett sent someone your way to brief us on the project. They met on March 3rd, 2025. March 27, 2025, chancellors, in quotes because it's both of you, agency did meet with Bartlett and approached Trustee Jamal. This is one of our tricky situations. Of course, we wish to remain neutral and want the funds, but I have a feeling that our trustees won't be neutral. March 3rd, 2025, Stern to Chancellor, we can walk away. May 2025, you signed the contract. So basically, I see it this way. You either are all in on it, or the chancellors really need to be referred to HR for misrepresenting the facts to you for grounds to be terminated. These emails here are all the emails. I suggest you get a Freedom of Information Act and find out what everybody has said to one another so you're fully informed of what's going on. They will be posted for the public to see. Thank you.
Okay, the next, it says a video of John Mistunin. Oh, no, that's the... No. Okay. Okay, then let's go on to Danny. It just says Danny, D-A-N-I. No?
He's got it 16.
Okay, let's go on to Steve Bemerwold. Oh, I'm sorry, Bemerhold.
Thanks for trying. Steve Bemerwald, San Juan Capistrano resident for 35 years. I'm the vice president of the Historical Society. I run Coffee Chat or help run Coffee Chat on Friday mornings, and I'm a crossing guard at Ambule. This subject has come up several times at Coffee Chat, and I would say at least 30 people have spoken against it and nobody spoke for it. I'm guessing that some, if not all of you on the dais are aware of a speech made by San Juan Capistrano Mayor Troy Bourne a month or two ago at a Capital Unified School District meeting. He spoke about his possible development at this site in question 10 or so years ago. He is a developer and tried to develop this site. He spoke in detail about how it is not developable. Between the ancient landslide-prone hillside and the creek collapsing and everything else involved in trying to develop this site, Troy learned that the site is just not developable. And he gave the documentation to CUSD, and I'm guessing some of you had seen it. I hope you pay attention. As you know, several local profits turned down your $750,000 donation. Please reconsider this deal, however gracefully you choose to do it, and save San Juan and Laguna Niguel from just a horrible, horrible project. When there is a catastrophic accident at the site, the I-5 will close, the trains will shut down, and the residents in SJC and Laguna Niguel will be devastated. I'm not against the technology, just the location. Thank you.
One more speaker, John Campbell.
Good evening, President Inman and trustees. My name is John Campbell. I'm Mayor Pro Tem for San Juan Capistrano. As you're undoubtedly aware, as an elected official, it's important for us to have an open mind and look at both sides of an issue. I recognize battery storage technology offers potential benefits for our energy future, but it also comes with a very real, very serious risk of fire. As we all know, fires at these sites are not like ordinary fires. This, unfortunately, is something I now have a unique and personal experience with. I reached out to San Juan's SDG&E government affairs rep so I could personally tour the battery facility to understand more about the safety measures provided for the public, to hopefully make me more capable to compare the benefits with the risk. We all live in a world where all of us manage risk daily. Jumping into automobiles that crash, jumping into airplanes that fall from the sky. Rationally, we recognize our exposures and weigh them against the probability of them occurring. Now, Mayor Troy Bourne and I spent a couple hours visiting the BEST facility in Escondido, California on August 19th, 2024. We asked a ton of questions. They explained the technology behind the process, showed us the safety devices, told us of the well-rehearsed protocol in case of a fire. I left there with a greater understanding of the facility and encouraged of their preparation in case of a problem. Unfortunately, just 16 days later, a fire broke out at that very facility, triggering evacuation of over 500 businesses. Businesses that lost power, lost income, and in many cases lost trust that their safety was ever truly prioritized. I wonder of the perspectives of the college students you are charged to educate and protect will think of this board if the worst case scenario scenario occurs. Will they think their safety was ever truly prioritized? I ask you, College Board, to rescind the CBA agreement and prioritize your students' safety.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much for your participation in democracy. We will now move to the oral reports. And our oral reports, the time is up. We kept track.
So, Madam President,
Yes?
how many more people wish to speak?
2?
So,
They have slips they didn't turn in.
so,
Can't do that.
well, I asked for an allowance to let the two speak.
I so move. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know that we need to vote on it.
No.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much then. All right, let's go back and we'll have Chris Lobo. Okay, Michael McGrady.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I've spoken with you in the past. I've spoken to some of you. I've written to all of you. So I won't reiterate what I've shared with you. Instead, today I want to take this opportunity to make an apology. In March of this year, I wrote a scathing report to the California Energy Commission outlining the CBA approach that NG North America was taking with groups like Unidos South OC, Boys and Girls Club of Capistrano Valley, San Juan Capistrano, highlighting the tactics that I believe the company was using. Therefore, in June of this year, early June, when Dr. Stearns had said that the college district was being misrepresented by NG North America, that it was clear that their effort was to simply accept a grant, I took him at his word, and I wrote to the California Energy Commission again an even more scathing report. I now want to apologize to NG North America, surprisingly, since I've been battling with you for over 2 years, but I have to apologize because unlike the verbal gymnastics that have gone with the college district regarding this project, you took an honest, straightforward, sympathetic, and conciliatory approach with the district, trying to meet their needs with an honest and forthright attitude. And I respect you for that. It doesn't mean I'm not going to continue battling with you, but I do respect you, and I apologize for misrepresenting your motives when clearly the evidence through the California Public Records Act show that you did your best through this process and did not participate in the verbal gymnastics that were conducted. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now it is time for oral reports.
You have one more.
No, I don't.
She's got it in her hand.
Thank you. Oops. Okay, Ann and Mike Kramer.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm a big fan of Facebook. I've been following the Facebook pages regarding the lithium battery storage area here. There's also Moss Landing, who's had 2 fires. And this was an area that had beautiful estuaries, clean, people would kayak, beautiful. This is their Facebook page now. Moss Landing Battery Site Cleanup Update. The Department of Emergency Management presented an update on the cleanup process at the Moss Landing Battery Energy Storage Facility. Vistra, who is like NG, has found 1 battery disposable site in Nevada and is currently looking for additional sites. The Department of Emergency Management anticipates the following activities starting in the next 30 days. So this is what they're dealing with, because like us, we're told it's clean energy, it's all contained, nothing can happen, it's not going to affect anything in your environment. And now they're dealing with people with daily nosebleeds. They're dealing with Driscoll Farms up there, who right now is at a halt as far as growing fruits and vegetables up there. So it's not something that, well, if it happened, then we just do something about it. This is something that will never get reversed. And it says that they've sent letters to Vistra and PG&E in late June, early July, requesting their best facilities remain offline until the county has received it. So now the people up there get to pay for all of this, all these facilities that went on fire. They now have to go ahead and pay for the disposal and the remediation for all of this. We don't want to go through this. We are trying to now, at this point, put a brakes on it and say, let's not even go there.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I appreciate you giving me time.
Okay, onward. Third time is a charm. Okay, we will now do oral reports, starting with the Board of Trustees, and please remember that we have 2 minutes as well. But let's give the... I'll wait just a moment. Okay, all of our reports will be 2 minutes. Let's start with Trustee Milchiker.
In watching the video, I watched the video of the last board meeting, and my heart was full, and I was so comforted in hearing all the kind words said about the death of my husband of 52 years, Dr. Benjamin Milchiker. Ben fully supported me in every aspect of my work. As a governing board member of our incredible district and colleges. He attended all the galas with me and listened to all my board reports. He often attended my classes when I taught biology at Santa Ana College. As a board-certified endocrinologist and internist, he helped the students in my labs, my physiology labs, not so much my botany labs. He was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer about 24 years ago. We traveled far and wide to give him the latest and greatest treatments. He often said to our friends, my wife has been through this with thick and thin with me, through metastatic cancer, through so many ailments. And then he said, and she was with me every step of the way. And then he would turn to me and said, honey, you have been bad luck. Thank you to the many colleagues here who attended his funeral. Anecdotes abounded from many family members and friends. Our middle son mentioned how he had his family climb fences with so many crazy consequences, but somehow the whole family survived. As President Stern said, he couldn't climb over his last fence when he contracted Lewy body dementia, which there currently is no cure. He had a rapid and difficult decline. I thank everyone for their understanding for my needing to be with him, there for him. When his heart stopped, I was holding his hand at home and telling him a joke. As I said at the funeral, he obviously didn't like the punchline. Our sons and I were all with him in his final weeks. We played guitars and sang songs with him, and he surely heard it all. So I thank all of you for really making my heart feel full at a very difficult time, and I really appreciated all your kind words. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Trustee Bartlett.
Thank you, Madam President. So since our last board meeting, I've had the opportunity to attend the State of the County on August 8th. On August 11th, the Irvine Valley College President Hernandez's opening session, as well as the grand opening of ATEP. August 14th, I attended the OCBC Legislative Day, as well as the Irvine Valley College President's Luncheon. At many of these events, I had the opportunity to converse with district college faculty and staff, and we somehow got into conversations about the banner conversion. I want to commend Vice Chancellor Chris McDonald and his team for the relatively smooth transition from Workday to Banner. This transition was a monumental task, and now that it's basically done, employees are happy, impressed with the ease of use, and enthusiastic about all the new functionality that Banner offers. I personally love the split screen feature on it. The ribbon cutting ceremony to open ATEP was wonderful. I toured both the automotive side and the culinary side of each campus. To sum it up, these facilities are incredible and will offer students the ability to obtain a world-class education and expertise with a curriculum cost that will not break the bank and give virtually every student the opportunity for an impactful and successful career and future. What our district has accomplished with this new campus is truly next level, and I can't wait to see the students graduating and becoming automotive geniuses and Michelin star chefs. Also, congratulations for Saddleback College on becoming part of the First Gen Forward network. The importance of joining this network cannot be underscored. The more first-generation college students who attend our colleges, the more individual lives and families that will be changed forever. Education has always been a priority for me, and I constantly tell people, get an education. Once you have it, no one can ever take it away from you, and it can only enhance your life and provide opportunities for growth, a career, and the ability to support yourself and others.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Trustee Dack.
I want to first give my condolences to fellow trustee Milchiker. Your absence was noticed at the last meeting. You always have something that I always am thinking about when I'm walking out to my car. So I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much.
I was happy to attend both IBC and Saddleback's opening session as well back on August 11th, as well as the ATEP ribbon cutting. Honestly, if you have not been able to make it up to ATEP and see our automotive and culinary facilities, it is really something to behold. So I might be taking a cooking class up there sometime soon. So, but really fantastic job. Same thing with Banner, everything. I mean, our enrollment numbers are going up. We're in great shape, and I'm really happy with where the college district is going. So, thank you.
Trustee Prendergast.
Thank you. We all attended the board self-evaluation on August 6th, where we came up with our board goals that we voted on last week. It was a very fruitful session, and it was really fun to bounce back and forth with hurting our own brains and using AI on the suggestion of our student trustee. And I love that we're using AI with a soul. That was a learning experience in itself. On August 11th, also attended the IVC opening session and the Saddleback opening session and ribbon cutting. As it was said, absolutely amazing facilities. Looking forward to the gala where my wife will get to see some of those facilities in person, because she did get to see photos in the presentation given at the other event that I attended, which was the Legacy Project assessment. Various groups gave presentations, and our own Emery Gable and Midhani were there and did their best to embarrass me in front of everyone as an introduction, but it was well presented, and the city was super excited how far we've come and in such a short amount of time, and a lot of credit goes to you guys for that, so thank you. One of the questions I didn't get answered at the ribbon cutting, though, is whether the trustees could bring our cars to get in free service. So I'll look forward to a report on that at some point. Thank you.
All right, we're going to move to Trustee Jamal.
Oh, where is she? Oh, it's you. Okay.
Taking her steed.
I didn't think Mr. Tustin could get embarrassed. All right.
I said they tried.
I'm glad you mentioned the board retreat and self-evaluation. I thought it was another productive session. I think it's a time for us to inflect a little bit. And I think what we saw this year is our evaluation of ourselves was quite similar to what you all, your evaluation of us. So this is one of the first times on the board when that synced up. We're not perfect. There's some things. I think this board, since I've been here, has certainly gotten more focused on improving student outcomes as opposed to political theater. I am concerned about this year. There's some things that have come up, and I did address it at the board retreat. I think there's things we can do better. The Saddleback College at ATEP ribbon cutting is just, for me, a capstone moment. One of the reasons I ran for this trustee seat was to fully develop ATEP and to make it a public-private partnership campus. And so and that provides in-demand jobs for our students. And seeing that dedication and ribbon cutting with automotive tech and culinary arts is just, it was an amazing moment. Congratulations, Saddleback. IVC's already there. Congratulations to you as well. But that moment was epic. And I can't wait to see how that campus blossoms over the next few years. And then lastly, another proud moment. Yet again, our two community colleges are ranked in the top 15 in the nation
Both Saddleback College and Irvine Valley College are in the top 15. What did I tell the two presidents? I see you guys are going to flip-flop over the years, right? Last year was IVC a little bit higher. This year, Saddleback a little higher. It doesn't matter. You're both in the top 15. In my view, the top 5 in the nation. Congratulations to the colleges, the faculty, the staff, the administration, of course, our students. And I think this board has a little something to do with it, and that was reflected last year in the evaluation of the board through the accreditation process. So thank you for that. Congratulations.
Trustee Rydell.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to dovetail what trustee to my right said. I'm blanking.
That's okay.
Jamal, I'm sorry, so sorry, Tim. At any rate, when I came on campus today, I saw on the marquee the signs, first in wage. Saddleback is the first in wage gain in Orange County, and I think that's phenomenal. Whoever wrote that, I thank you. And also, I have written here the top 10 community college in America. That is very, very impressive, and I would want to send my children to such a college. In late July, I registered for a Zoom meeting from the California Community College effectiveness presentation on student housing. Although both of our colleges have applied for the state money grants, the information offered to me, the step-by-step instruction, was very insightful, especially as a trustee. The IVC's fall president's opening was informative and a pleasure to attend. President Hernandez sharing the presentations with video is great and adds a kick to the morning. I attended the 2022 State of the County Luncheon. I especially enjoyed Sheriff Don Barnes sharing the real happenings in our county. Celebrating the opening of ATEP's Culinary and Auto Tech facility, like everyone said, was fantastic. Many of you were there. Listening to the 4 students speak about their journey through Saddleback was insightful. They only proved that what I have felt since I first helped build and taught in the nursing program 49 years ago. That is that our faculty and support staff are the best west of the Mississippi. At the ribbon cutting, I really enjoyed our chancellor who spoke from the heart, acknowledging our caring employees. IVC's president luncheon was tasty because not a morsel was left. Okay.
Thank you. I want to add to what everyone has said. I've been bragging all over town about culinary arts and advanced mechanics, and I do want to know when the restaurant opens for lunch because I want to be right there at the beginning. It's so exciting. My father was a culinary arts student at LA City College many decades ago and became one of the top 10 chefs in the country. So these are great programs, and it looks like one is going to be even better. I did 3 types of things this time. One of them was the work that the board does within itself. And we had a policy committee meeting, which was very interesting. And this is the 5th one I've been to, and we do 1/5 each year. So now I've been through all the policies, and I'm going to go be on some other committee, I think. The other, of course, was the self-evaluation, and I really appreciated the way that everybody worked together and was cooperative and had great ideas. The second thing that I did this time, several people have mentioned already, but legislation and advocacy is really important. Happened to do it on 3 levels. In the county, I too attended the State of the County and appreciated all of the speakers who really did give information that we didn't know. And for the state, I participated in a visit with Dr. Stephen Choi, who I've known for probably 3 or 4 decades, and that was interesting to connect with him again and to hear his ideas. And nationally, I went to a tour of the the spot at Irvine Valley College to meet Congressman Min. So, you know, at all of these levels, it's important to have relationships and to know people and to know what they want and what we can do together to make things better. The third thing, of course, was the opening of the two colleges, and I've already mentioned the culinary arts and the fabulous so I can't think of the end because it's red. And that means I'm done. Thank you. Okay, now we'll go on to the oral reports. And I'm going to call on the people.
What about, I was going to make one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Student trustee.
Yes, absolutely.
Am I good to start?
Uh-huh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored and grateful to be here tonight. As some of you may or may not know, tomorrow will be the 4-year anniversary of the 13 service members killed during the withdrawal of Afghanistan. 9 of those came from my company in 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines at Camp Pendleton, just 8.5 miles from here. Tonight, I would like to acknowledge and honor their sacrifice that allows all of us to live in the greatest country in the world. They were truly the best that America has to offer, and it was my greatest honor in life to serve with such people. While some here tonight may have forgotten or never acknowledged what they have done, myself and other military-affiliated members of the community have not. Their names and sacrifice will never be forgotten. They truly embodied the Marine Corps motto of Semper Fidelis, always faithful. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your service sincerely and genuinely. We appreciate it. Okay, now to Associated Student Government Reports. Saddleback College, Noah Aguilar.
Hello, board. Happy Monday. It's great to see you all again after the start of the school year. To get my report, I know 2 people already mentioned it, but I am so happy to see Saddleback College in the top 10 in the nation. Absolutely amazing. #1 in wage growth across the Southern California region. So it's nice to see Saddleback College get that credit that I believe it deserves. You know, one day we're going to be #1, but, you know, maybe I won't be here. Moving on to ASG, we held our first All ASG Day on Friday, August 15th. All 65 members engaged in team building activities, orientation training, and took photos for our brand new website, built and modified by Nola Latran, our publicity director, and her amazing team. We also hosted our first movie night, watching the great movie Lilo and Stitch, which had an amazing turnout for students and locals showing up to eat popcorn and snacks. So successful, we'll be hosting another one this Thursday, watching the movie Mean Girls. In addition to this, our planned Welcome Week events such as the Involvement Fair, Quad Karaoke, and Meet Your ASG were all successful in fostering a welcoming and fun atmosphere for our new and returning students. That is all for my report. Thank you.
Thank you. IVC President Ahmad.
Good evening, members of the board. I'm so glad to be speaking the report once again with you all, so I'll go ahead and get started. So ASIVC has so far set priorities in our vision for the upcoming 25 to 26 school year. We've had our legislative meeting last Friday, so we're super excited and ready to start with the year. With that, we had our full day orientation and training on August 15th, so that was a blast. We went over really basic things, Parley Pro training, basically the whole structure of our district and so on. So our new board was able to learn more about ASIVC and also just in general SOCCCD. And we also had a very successful welcome week with over 700 plus students attending that throughout the whole week, with the welcome breakfast, trivia night, the resource fair, and the movie night, which we watched Monsters University. Over 100 students came to that movie night as well. So that was an amazing week. The students were so happy. They made a lot of new friends, and I met so many new faces. So that was a success, and it was great. We've also finalized our retreat at Lake Arrowhead from October 10th to 12th, the leadership training where our ASIVC members will basically, be learning about what it means to be a leader, etc., and bonding. So we're really excited about that. Moving on today, this coming 2 weeks, we will be basically choosing our judicial courts members. So our appointments are coming soon. So today I presented and led our first information session where over 30 students came virtually and at the SAC, which is our Student Activity Center. So that was great. And ASIVC is also working with Irvine Company to represent students' perspective in their new housing project. So that's an ongoing initiative. Thank you so much.
Saddleback College Academic Senate, Frank Gonzalez.
Hi, thank you, Board. As you know, the semester started just a couple weeks ago. We had a very successful professional development week and actually one of our fullest calendars that we've had. We've only had one academic senate meeting since then, and a few different topics came up, such as reviewing the proposed college mission and the values. But the probably the hot topic that we talked about the most was the banner implementation. So I just wanted to bring up, maybe generalize what the sentiments were about that. And in general, I could say the sentiments were that we understand the district and IT, they've been working very hard for this banner transition. And there's been Band-Aids that have had to be put on in order for us to move forward. We would just like to make sure that those Band-Aids, that there ends up being permanent solutions, specifically, registration for students start in October, when the new semester starts in January. And so, I think that's about it. Just want to make sure that everything moves forward smoothly. Thank you.
Thank you. Irvine Valley College Academic Senate, Rebecca Beck.
Thank you. Good evening, trustees and colleagues. I would like to begin tonight's report by recognizing the incredible work that our IVC faculty have been doing with the banner transition. Looks like banner is the hot topic tonight. It has not been an easy lift, and faculty are adjusting their teaching and administrative workflows. And while the system has presented small challenges here and there, our faculty have shown a remarkable resilience. Most importantly, they're supporting one another through the process. We're sharing solutions, we're troubleshooting, and ensuring that the focus stays on our students while we learn this new system together. And thank you also to Vice Chancellor McDonald and his team, because I know some of the people on that team have not had a good night's sleep in a while helping us, so thank you. I also want to share some of the goals that our Senate has drafted for our new year. The first one is aligning our work with Inspire 2035 so that we can ensure that faculty have meaningful engagement and a sense of ownership of the new strategic plan. Also, we are committed to reviewing and improving some of our processes that are related to institutional effectiveness with an emphasis on clarity and efficiency. We're also going to work at advocating and supporting more of the IT support for faculty in the transition to Banner. We are also going to explore ways to strengthen our short-term vocational curriculum development. Some of our colleagues are looking at how we can best serve the needs of adult learners that we see on our campus. So we're going to be looking at how we can do that from the curricular perspective. Also, we're going to be evaluating the function of the Academic Affairs Committee for its clarification, the role, and future direction. And lastly, we will continue to work with our departments to create opportunities for communities of practice so our faculty can continue to be engaged in professional learning. Thank you.
Thank you. Faculty Association, Robert Melendez.
Hello and good evening. We had a great kickoff for the Faculty Association during Flex Week, and I want to personally thank Trustee Inman and Trustee Dack for joining us on that day. We had a good turnout, not only for our session in person, which we have started to do, but we also had lunch. And it was a good time to get together to talk, to really look towards the future and really see how we can support one another, especially through some of the times that we've been talking about here, to where faculty, well, everyone across the district, but I'm representing a course of faculty, so I want to highlight them. The faculty have done in order to transition through this and really get to what they wanted to do, instruct the students, be the professors in that classroom, and really help educate students. We also were able to work with the district on Friday of Flex Week to welcome new employees from the new faculty that are starting here at this district. And it was exciting to see that kind of joy, freshness, and excitement to start here. And we talked a lot about a lot of different things. And of course, Pay was a hot topic, and they were very excited about that. So thank you for that too. But as we kind of discussed and looked to the future, there were some things in which, of course, we talked to about them that are positives, but other things in which we are struggling and the faculty are struggling with right now. One of the main ones, of course, is with our prescription drug plan, which is still a major concern. Just this week, I got 3 additional emails from faculty that are still struggling to try to get prescription drugs that have been approved by their doctor, but have not been able to get from our pharmacy plan. The other thing is, of course, payroll distribution and our transfer to our new payroll. There were some disruptions there. And with both of these issues, I appreciate the district working with us, but there is still much work to be done. And we want to make sure that we continue moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Irvine Valley College Classified Senate, Zoraida Quiroz.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Chancellor Barnes, and community members. For those of you that I haven't had the chance to meet, my name is Zoraida Quiroz, and I serve as the Student Life Program Coordinator at Irvine Valley College. I've been at IVC for 6 years, and it's truly an honor to be here today on behalf of Classified Senate. I want to begin by recognizing the incredible work of our classified professionals over the past few weeks. They've been working hard to learn and adapt to Banner. Their flexibility, dedication, and commitment to supporting students have been inspiring, and want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank them. I also want to highlight 2 individuals, Angela Mahini and Jessica Rojas from the Vice President for Student Services Office. Last week, they coordinated our welcome booths to greet and support students during the start of the semester. We had 4 booths open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., ensuring students had access to resources and a warm welcome throughout the day. This effort would not have been possible without the help of more than 50 volunteers, including district colleagues who helped staff and monitor the booths throughout the day. I also want to give one special shout out to Sylvia Torres Mendoza and Stephanie Galindo from the EOPS office, who volunteer at our Laser Fest welcome event. Their energy and support helped create opportunities for students to connect with one another, learn about our resources, and discover different ways to get involved here at IVC. On behalf of Classified Senate, I want to thank all of Classified staff and volunteers who continue to go above and beyond to support our students and create a welcoming campus environment. And I also want to quick shout out my supervisor, Dr. Armani Derogation, who has supported me in taking on this role as a Classified Senate President. Thank you.
Thank you. California School Employees Association, Desiree Ortiz.
Thank you. Good evening. Happy fall semester. Another fall semester is upon us, and it comes with the privilege and joy of serving a new group of students while continuing to support those returning to our campus. I want to express my deepest gratitude to all of our classified professionals, our managers, and faculty who showed up during the first week to welcome students at many of our welcome booths, so I echoed the same sentiment. Their presence and dedication set a positive tone for the semester, reminding our students that they are part of a supportive and caring campus community. As committees across campus begin this new academic year with fresh goals, I too, in my role as CSEA president, look forward to advancing our goals for a caring community for the year ahead. In alignment with our Inspire 2035 vision, one of my priorities is to strengthen and foster a positive workplace culture. I want us as a union and as colleagues to build a community grounded in care, mutual respect, and engagement. Together, I feel we can continue to uplift and support one another as we do the same for our students, especially in this time of transition with Banner. I want to thank everyone for recognizing and supporting the incredible work of our classified professionals and our managers alike. Their contributions are essential to the success of our students, our campuses, and our district. I want to wish everybody a rewarding and wonderful fall semester, and know that us, CSEA, along with our along with my executive board, are here to support in any way we can.
Thank you. We are now to 5.1, public hearings. 5.1, we're going to conduct a public hearing on the proposed budget of the district for 2025 to 2026. Before we have that public hearing, Vice Chancellor Anne Marie Gable will provide an introduction.
Thank you, President Inman. The agenda item pertains to a public hearing for the adopted budget for 25-26 as required by the California Code of Regulations, Title V, Section 58301. The public hearing was noticed in the Orange County Register and posted on the district's website. The budget document has been available for public inspection in the district office lobby and on the website. This hearing provides the public an opportunity to comment on the budget before it is adopted.
Board item 5.1, public hearing on the matter at hand is now open. Are there any comments? They are not to exceed 2 minutes. Okay. Vice Chancellor Gable, does the staff have any responses to other concerns they might have heard?
No.
Okay. The public hearing is now closed. Just a second. Okay, wait, there's a mistake here. Okay, 5.3.
Two.
Oh, okay, wait.
We now vote on it.
Okay.
After a motion.
Now we're supposed to vote on this motion, please.
I
Well, we
so
have to
move.
Make a motion on 5.2.
Move the item.
So
Okay, wait. All right, here we go. 5.2, approval of the adopted budget for fiscal year 2025-26. Can we have a motion and second, please?
it was moved by trustee Rydell and seconded by trustee Jamal.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh,
Here we go.
the vote is
All
here.
right, first vote.
On my computer,
That was fast.
I can turn that.
Yeah.
Why'd you turn it on?
Because I can vote here and watch the screen there.
That's what I want to do. Oh, okay. Okay, in presentation mode?
On a 7-0 vote, the motion has passed. Okay, I see it now. The student advisory vote abstain, is that true? Or that's what it's.
Yes.
It's a budget.
Okay, the student advisory abstained. Thank you. Okay, now we'll go on to number 5.3. This is a hearing on the demand to bargain between the district and the South Orange County Community College District California School Employees Association, CSEA, Article 7, hours and overtime, and Article 9, health and welfare benefits. Before we hold the public hearing, Vice Chancellor Cindy Viscachill will provide an introduction.
Thank you, President Inman. The board will conduct a public hearing to provide an opportunity for the public to comment on the demand to bargain between the district and SOCCD's California School Employees Association, Article 7, hours and overtime, and Article 9, health and welfare benefits. If the board has any questions throughout this public hearing process, I'm here to assist.
Does the board have any questions for staff to assist with the understanding of this matter? Okay. Board item 5.3, the public hearing on the matter at hand is now open. Are there any public comments? Okay. The public hearing is now closed. Is there any further discussion on this matter by a Board of Trustees? Okay, the 5.3 is now concluded. We will now move to item 5.4, adoption of demand to bargain between the district and South Orange County Community College District, California.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
It is moved by trustee Prendergast and second by trustee Bartlett. We can now vote. On a 7-0 vote with student trustee advisory vote of yes, the motion has passed. Okay. Number 6, resolution. Our clerk, please.
Agenda item 6.1, a resolution recognizing Women's Equality Day. Whereas August 26th is recognized as Women's Equality Day in the United States, commemorating the ratification of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution in 1920, which granted women the right to vote. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the South Orange County Community College District hereby recognizes August 26, 2025 as Women's Equality Day and encourages the continued advancement of gender equality through education, leadership, and community engagement. And be it further resolved that the board urges all members of the district community to reflect upon and honor the contributions of women throughout history and to reaffirm our shared commitment to equity, inclusion, and opportunity for all. May I please have a motion and a second for this item?
Second.
It is moved by trustee Milchiker and seconded by trustee Jamal. By trustee Dack. It is now time to vote. On a 7-0 vote with student advisory vote of yes, the motion has passed.
Point of order.
Yes.
Or personal privilege. I just want to say how refreshing it is. We've actually passed a resolution before the event. That would be nice if we could continue that trend.
Excellent point. Okay, just a second. It is now point number 7, 7.1, authorization of payment to trustee absent from a board meeting, excuse me.
I so move.
Second.
It has been moved by trustee Rydell and seconded by trustee Bartlett. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote, please. On a 6-0 vote with 1 abstention and student advisory vote of yes, the motion has passed. Seven point 2, Board of Trustees goals. Do we have a motion and a second?
So moved.
It has been moved by trustee Jamal and seconded by trustee Milchiker that we pass the goals of the Board of Trustees. Is there any discussion? We already had our discussion. Okay, let's time to vote. On a 7-0 vote with student advisory vote of yes, the vote to pass the Board of Trustees goals has passed. And I want to repeat what I said in my board report briefly. It was really a pleasure to work on these goals and to have it was, 4 hours? That's a long time. But it was an excellent session with our chancellor leading it and us participating to a great extent. And I think it's a good set of goals, and we're very looking forward to meeting every single one of them. Okay, it's time for 9, the consent calendar. Let me get this. Okay, let me start here. Are there any items that board members would like to pull to discuss?
No, I don't have any polls, but after there are, I just wanted to give Vice Chancellor Gable the opportunity to share what she shared with us at the board officers, the new presentation requirements that they have in here on the contracts, just because it was very helpful information on our call, and I thought it'd be fair to share it with the rest of the board members.
Okay, thank you. What number are you referring to?
All the ones where that
9.6 and 9.8.
yeah, 9.6,
Okay.
9.8 that have the contract language stuff and
Okay, why don't we get the other polls and vote on the remainder and then go back to the discussion? No?
I'm not pulling them. I'm just asking if she could give an explanation to the board why we're seeing something different we've never seen before,
Okay,
like she did for us on our board call.
okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Do you want me to do it now or after the item's been
He's requested
motioned in a
now,
second?
so that's fine with me.
Okay. So what you have new under the consent item is related to under 9.6 is, there we go. Checks and disbursements, July 1st through the 15th, 2025. As we were going through the banner implementation, we were reviewing all of our processes and practices related to how we bring things forward to the board. And one of the things that we felt could be enhanced was with the checks and disbursements. Historically, in the past, which you will see under 9.7, is we just had a one-pager on the dollar value of all the checks and the disbursements that were issued by fund. However, as we were looking through it, we realized that not all disbursements that have been made run through the purchasing process and get either a purchase order or a contract awarded to it. And so that way, in order for us to ensure that the board has seen all of the expenditures that we are making, we are now going to be bringing forward a detailed list of all of our checks and disbursements. And that's what you see as item 9.6. For the month of July 1st to July 15th, it's, I would say, a short list because we just went live with Banner and we weren't issuing a whole lot of checks those first 2 weeks. But in the future, this list could be very voluminous because it will list all of the details of all the student disbursements that we make for financial aid, as well as expense reimbursements to employees throughout the year. But it is something that will be new that you will see on a monthly basis from this point forward. As far as 9.8 goes, with the Banner implementation and really with the Jagger implementation, we are now issuing our purchase orders out of Jagger, which is the system that we historically have used for our contracts. Now that we are issuing both of those out of Jagger and they are feeding into Banner, all contracts that we issue and award will have a purchase order number. So what we have done is provided one listing that combines all contracts and requisitions together. On the purchase order listing, we've given it to you two ways. You've always seen it two ways. The one way that you have it is by dollar value of the contract or purchase order, and you've historically seen it that way by dollar value. The second way that we've provided it to you now is in purchase order sequential number. And I have a question for the board on, do you prefer to see it in purchase order sequential number so that you can see that we are issuing everything sequentially? Or would you prefer that that second listing that we provide to you go back to the way that we used to do it, which was sorted by vendor name or entity? So that's kind of a little bit of a difference. I think my audit perspective is I like it in the sequential numbering order. So that way, as I'm looking at it, I can see that we don't have any gaps and we're making sure that we're bringing everything to the board that has been issued. But I can also see the value from a board's behalf on why you would want to see it by vendor. So that way, if there's a potential conflict that the board may have, it might be easier for them to identify that vendor rather than looking through every single one. So that's kind of an open question I have to the board. You don't have to give me direction tonight, but it is something that I would like to know if you're good with it the way we've presented it, or if you would like to change what we're doing in the future.
Trustee Jamal?
The question, so we're going to continue to do it by dollar amount, right?
We can, yes.
Because were you here? I think I was the one who instituted that.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
here
'cause it was-
before I got here, so.
Yeah, because we didn't used to do it by dollar amount, and I just, all money we spend is important, every dollar, but I felt like just seeing it done in, I guess, descending order of amounts was very helpful.
Right.
So you're going to keep that?
Yes, so that's
Okay.
what we have. So that's what's in there tonight, is we have it by dollar value, but then we have it by purchase order number order. So that was all that I wanted to bring to the attention of the board, since that was a kind of a major change from what you guys typically see on the consent
Thank
calendar.
you. It's interesting. Do we do the motion, then the polls? We don't have a motion yet.
pull it, nobody has pulled anything, so you could ask if anybody else has anything.
Oh, okay. In terms of Vice Chancellor Gable, does anyone have any comments about that before we move on? Okay. Okay. Trustee Bartlett, I believe you have some polls.
Yes, 9.9, please.
9.9. Wait, what?
Are you finished? Hey, Bartlett, are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I don't have a poll, but I just want to thank Vice Chancellor Gable and Vice Chancellor Viscachill for answering my questions about this item, about these consent calendar items and another item on the agenda. So thank you for your assistance.
Does anyone else have a poll from the consent calendar? Okay. Can we have a motion for the rest of the remaining?
I second.
I'm sorry, who said move?
I did.
Trustee.
Okay, Trustee Jamal, and seconded by Trustee Prendergast. All right. So now we have, wait. So we vote on that now? Right. On a 7-0 vote with student advisory vote of yes, the motion for the remainder items of the consent calendar has passed. We will now, Trustee Bartlett, 9.8. Not, did you say 9? I'm sorry. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. 9.9.
Thank you, Madam President. So on page 15, and they're sort of the same question, they're related, page 15 and page 17. So we've got, let's see, purchase order 313 on 15, and then purchase order 348 on page 17. And they're both, the supplier on both is the County of Orange tax, treasurer tax collector. And it's a blanket PO for campus police telephone services for $14,490 on one, and then blanket PO for campus police parking citation surcharge for $80,000 on the second one. And I just want clarification on the connection with the treasurer tax collector's office on these items. I couldn't connect the dots there.
Just, excuse me, point of clarification. What, are we on 9.9? I don't see a page 15. Am I on the wrong item?
I think you're on 9.8.
Okay.
Oh, 9.8.
So, but she pulled 9.9.
I know.
Oh, she meant to pull 9.8?
Well, yeah, the question looks like it's related to 9.8 because
You know,
So she
it is.
Needs to
That's what I
revise,
had written.
need to revise the polls and
And
then.
it was just for clarification, so, you know, we don't need to go back and revote or anything. But yes, it was for 9.8. Now I'm looking at it. I had inadvertently marked 9.9.
And I think the supplier is what they put on the W-9 form when we set up the vendor. So it's just the County of Orange, and all the checks go to the treasurer tax collector, regardless of the department that the obligation is for. Does that answer your question, Trustee Bartlett?
Okay, so so the money is paid to the treasurer tax collector?
Yes, a portion of the citation surcharge for the parking fees, a portion, so it's when we issue a citation for
There's a
parking.
portion that goes to the county, and that's the county portion.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I needed to, I couldn't connect the dots there, so that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome.
Point of order, are you able to make that change on the balance without a vote? Okay.
Okay, so can we move on? Okay. Just a moment.
But we need a motion and a second for 9.8.
I so moved to,
I'll second.
It's been moved by
Trustee Milchiker?
Trustee Milchiker and seconded by Trustee Prendergast to pass 9.8. I don't see a.
I voted.
Okay. On a vote of 7-0 with student trustee voting yes, 9.8 has passed. Okay, we are now to the business section, number 10, 10.1. Just a moment. Irvine Valley College Samueli Foundation funding for IVC STEM. Do we have a motion?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved by Trustee Milchiker and seconded by Trustee Rydell. Is there any discussion?
Great.
Okay, fabulous. It's my discussion. Let's vote, please. On a 7-0 vote with student trustee voting yes, advisory vote, the motion carries. Number 10.2. Saddleback College Science Math Building Project, change order number 5, Icon West Incorporated. Do we have a motion?
Move the item.
So move. Oh, second.
It has been moved by Trustee Bartlett and seconded by Trustee Milchiker to approve the Saddleback College Science Math Building Project change order. Is there any discussion?
I'd just like to make a comment or ask it's about $3 million or $2.2 million difference. I remember being told that about 10% increase in building a building can be expected. I remember that on the stadium. I just want to clarify, this isn't, this is about what it is, right? I mean, it's less, but I don't like to see this. I guess that's my problem.
So this current change order, the $2,277,547 represents 3.91% of the total contract. To date, we have awarded other change orders. So including this contract, we will be at a 5.34% change order total. So yes, that is something that we track very closely, and we do try to stay underneath the 10% in accordance with public contract code. With any contract or construction contract, there's always going to be change orders. We do try to minimize them as much as possible. There are several aspects of this particular change order that were requested by the district. One to increase safety, another one is related to increased IT infrastructure that's in there. So we do our best when we're evaluating all of the plans to ensure that it has everything in there. But as construction goes along and we are seeing the building come to reality in 3D, not on a piece of paper, then that's when we identify additional things that we feel, in this particular case, were needed in order to increase the safety for our students and our faculty. And then with upgrades and changes in technology, that's always an ever increasing need is for more data and more infrastructure. And so in order trying to get it in there up front rather than having to go back and retrofit things. So those are just a couple of the items. Okay. There are other changes with this change order that came through related to our DSA inspector, whereby they see something and then they are requiring that a change is made. And so that's outside of our purview, but it's something that we have to do in order to get the building approved by DSA.
So in summary, what we're saying, it's about a $5 million increase than the original price, about together?
No, currently, including this change order, we will be at $3.1 million change order or a 5.34%.
Oh, I thought you said 300, okay, never mind. All right, that's, I guess, acceptable. I just don't like seeing that. Okay.
Thank you. Any other discussion, questions? Damn it. Okay, let's vote then. On a 7-0 vote with advisory vote of yes from student trustee, the motion has carried. 10.3. Saddleback College Central Plant Project Architectural Services. Amendment number 2. Do we have a motion?
Second?
It was moved by Trustee Jamal and seconded by Trustee Bartlett. Is there any discussion? Okay, let's vote, please. On a 7-0 vote with student trustee advisory vote of yes, the motion has carried. Number 10.4, South Orange County Community College District Award of Architectural Services Agreement for Saddleback College Wayfinding and Signage Project. Do we have a motion?
I have a question.
What?
So moved.
Yes, second, please.
I'll second it.
It has been moved by Trustee Prendergast and seconded by Trustee Bartlett. Is there discussion?
Yes.
Trustee Bartlett?
Yes.
So in looking at the firms that participated, I know that we're giving you now authorization to negotiate with Arcadis, which is a really top-notch firm. Hopefully that's the case, because if not, you go to this next second vendor that's $208,000 higher. But if you go to the third vendor on down, did they not interview for this particular RFP?
That's correct.
Okay, was it their choice or our choice for interviewing?
It was our choice. They narrowed it down to the 2 vendors to interview based upon the committee that reviewed it. They kind of drew that line there at just the 2.
Okay, so let's hope that it goes well with Arcadis then. Otherwise, we're going to be spending quite a bit more. The fees that were quoted were all over the place, from $64,000 to almost over $700,000. So they were like all over the map here. Okay, great. Thank you for that information.
Any other discussion or questions?
So can I ask just a
Yes.
question, Anne-Marie? Are we locked into their, if, for example, we went to second or third or fourth bidder, are we locked into their proposed price? If we happen to have to go down the line for whatever reason?
So in this particular instance, we've already negotiated the prices and the contract with Arcadis, since they were the top one that was selected. So I would say that they are locked in to this rate that is being submitted to the board for approval.
But I'm saying as a matter of practice, if whatever, this bid or another bid, it could be for services, could be for capital construction, if for, even after negotiated, if somehow something happened and they could not fulfill, completing the project, if we had to go to others who were in the queue, would we be locked into their bidding price, or would then become a negotiation?
So it depends on the type of contract. So for example, if it is a construction award and we've awarded the contract, and then the contractor for some reason cannot complete the contract, then typically what we do is we negotiate what we call a takeover agreement. And that's when their surety gets involved. And then the surety is responsible for fulfilling the contract, hiring another entity to do the contract at the price that we have already contracted with the other one. So the surety is on the line. When it comes to architectural services, or any other professional services, we're paying them kind of as you go for what they have done to date. So if we had to terminate an agreement mid-cycle with an architect, we would not be locked into these rates of the other entities that proposed. We would have to go back out and probably do another RFP
So it
to
wouldn't
get
be
new
locked
rates.
into this higher amount? That's what you're saying?
That's a lower.
Right.
What's? No.
We-
The number two one.
We went with Arcadis.
I get it. No, I understand. I was asking.
We would not be locked into the second
She
one.
answered my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Madam President?
Yes, Trustee Bartlett?
Okay, in section, let's see. Well, it states here that after providing notification to the successful firm, negotiations commence. If an impasse, like Trustee Jamal was referring to, if an impasse is reached, negotiations may terminate and the public agency may enter into negotiations with the next most qualified firm. That's why the next most qualified firm here is $208,000 higher.
But it just says we negotiated. We're not locked into this rate, to this proposed rate here.
Correct.
That's it. Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? Okay, let's vote. On a 7-0 vote with student trustee voting yes, The motion has carried. Okay, 10.5. Award of Architectural Service Agreement for Saddleback College. Oh, no, sorry, wait. Let's try this. Adopt Resolution Number 2509, Declaration of Intention to enter into an agreement with Irvine Ranch Water District for grant of easements at Advanced Technology and Education Park, and announce an upcoming public hearing on September 29th. Is there a second and motion?
Move
So
to
moved.
approve.
Okay, I'll-
Second.
Moved by trustee Dack, seconded by trustee Bartlett. Is there any discussion? Okay, vote please. On a 7-0 vote with advisory vote of yes by the student trustee, the motion has carried. Okay, Human Resources, Section 11. Vice Chancellor Viscachel for 11.1. Are there any changes?
No changes, but a couple of readouts, if you would, for a moment.
Uh-huh.
We have two contracts on the board agenda for tonight. The first is the Dean of Arts, Library, and Online Education. Her name is Dr. V. Lee. Contract dates August 18th, 2025 through June 30, 2027. Range 22, step 7, annual salary 269,208. The second position is the new Dean of Health and Wellness, Dr. Rebecca Orozco. Contract dates August 25th, 2025 through June 30, 2027. Range and step, range 22, step 7, annual salary 269,208. I also want to call the board's attention to the gentleman in the back, who is the new chief of police, once you approve him in the very back, for Irvine Valley College. That's Chief Philip Romero, who was selected by Irvine Valley College. So that's on this board as well. Thank you.
Okay, so we have 11.1. Do we have, oh, well, all right.
I have,
Yeah, we'll do it again. Okay. Okay, so we're at 11.1. Do we have a motion?
yeah, but I have one comment.
We need a motion first.
Okay, I move that this be passed, this side.
I will second.
It's been moved by trustee Milchiker and seconded by trustee Dack. Trustee Milchiker, do you have a comment?
Yeah, I just want to mention two retiring academic employees. One is Michael Betzler, a Saddleback College police officer who's retiring after 10 years, and we're glad you're joining us. And another one is Kim Whitty's district HR, who's retiring after 8 years. So thank you for your service. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there any discussion about these two contracts here? Okay, let's vote. On a 7-0 vote with student trustee advisory vote of yes, the motion for academic employees and management personnel has carried. 11.2. Just a sec.
No changes.
No changes.
I have one comment on this one, too. So
Just-
move.
Second.
Okay. It has been moved by trustee Milchiker and seconded by trustee Bartlett. Is there any discussion?
I have one classified employee that's retiring after 17 and a half years, James Lozano, IT District Services. And I too want to thank all of the district employees who have worked so hard to transition us to Banner. Now we're fully a Banner district. I know it's been very difficult, and I thank you for all your hard work. And I know the work will continue as you continue to really learn Banner and learn to all its wonderful features, hopefully. Thank you.
Because this is 11.2. Is there any other discussion? Okay, vote please. On a 6-0 vote with student trustee voting yes and one abstention, the motion carries. Now, Is that the one that included the police chief? Okay. There's one before. Okay.
So he's already in. Yay.
He's in. Okay, thank you. Congratulations again. Okay, section 12, we don't have anything at this point. Number 13, we have information items, South Orange County Retiree Trust Fund, South Orange County Quarterly Investment Report. I'm just going to say SOC, Pension Stabilization Trust Fund, SOC Legal Fees Report, SOC Basic Aid Report, and I believe, wait, is that all? I think that's all. No, one more. Saddleback College and Irvine Valley College speakers. So thank you for that.
President,
You what?
quick question. So in looking at items 13.1 versus 13.3, we have the exact same investments for each of those funds. But in second quarter of 2025 and then year-to-date, the percentages are different between 13.3 and 13.1. Everything else is identical for the quarter and year-to-date, but I'm wondering for the same fund, one's for the South Orange County's at PST for the Pension Stabilization Trust, and then the other is for just the district. But it's the same essential fund. All five are the same funds, but there's a difference of rate of return for second quarter 2025 and the year-to-date for that first item.
Right, so the first item, which is 13.1, that's our retiree other post-employment benefits or OPEB trust fund. So that is a much longer term investment that we have. That's the one where we are fully funded. As you can see, we have $186.1 million in that fund. And so for the quarter to date, it was 4.92%. The investments are different. Maybe what you're looking at is the comparison of our investment to other types of investment. I don't know if that's where you're getting the five funds from. Are you looking at the first page?
Yeah, and each of the five funds, it looks like they're identical. And for each of the four out of the five funds, regardless of the investment amount, the second quarter 2025 and the year-to-date are identical, except for that very first item.
Right. So what those are indices that we kind of compare each of our investments to. So if you're looking at the OPEB trust fund where the district earned 4.92, that's in comparison to the S&P 500 that earned 10.94 during that same period. And then the MSCI EAFE, that's kind of an international stock indices that earned 12.07. And then the two different Bloombergs are just two different ways of looking at Bloomberg. The Bloomberg aggregate is for domestic bonds, and then the other Bloomberg is kind of the global bonds. So what we do is we look at our investments compared to those four indices to just kind of see if we are on par with what they have been earning. We are probably more conservative with our investments. We try to get a rate of return around 6% on our OPEB. And then as far as our Pension Stabilization Trust Fund, which was item 13.3 that you were referring to, that is a much shorter term investment. So we're only earning about 2.18% of the quarter to date, but year to date, we've earned about 4.6. So, with that one, I think we are much more reliant upon fixed income because we want that one to be even more conservative and I would say preserve our liquidity and our face value of the trust funds and the pension stabilization more so than we do on the longer term OPEB.
That makes sense if you're looking towards liquidity as opposed to short-term versus long-term. Short-term, you're going to get less interest, long-term, more interest. So, okay, that we're not comparing apples and apples, even though
Correct.
it's titled the same. That's what I need to know. Great, thank you.
Okay. It's now time for reports from administration, and I would like to call on Chancellor Barnes.
Great, thank you so much. Just a couple quick things. One, it warms my heart to hear everyone speaking about Inspire 2035 and alignment with Inspire 2035. You heard that our Board of Trustees did some really wonderful work recently aligning their own board goals with Inspire 2035. I'm hearing that the senates and the colleges. Even today, Vice Chancellor Viscachil, she was like, Chancellor, I have to show you something. So even, well, you didn't quite do it like that. You don't speak that way, but I overdid it. And you don't call me that. Anyway, but I was, honestly, that made my day just to hear that, how excited Vice Chancellor Viscachil was as well with aligning human resources with student-centeredness, right? So there's a lot of great work, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how all of this comes together again and benefit to our students. Speaking of that, we've already heard it over and over again. Congratulations to both colleges and our classified professionals and our faculty and our administrative team and also our board members, because it really does take a village to do it again and to have highly ranked colleges. And you know what it says here on the Wallet Hub, it's due to their strong performance across key metrics. We already know what that is, but what we get in our district is behind the numbers, behind the metrics, behind the rates. It's all about our students. I had the opportunity this summer to meet with all of our student leaders, most recently with our student trustee, Blake here. And, you know, their experiences, their thoughts are as diverse as anything. And it was beautiful. It was a wonderful way to launch the beginning of the year. And then the final thing I'm going to say in my last 20 seconds, you guys all saw me with the tomato at opening session because I took up a little bit of layperson's gardening. And I wrote here, like our students, a variety of tomatoes need different kinds of nurturing depending on the variety. Some more sun, some more shade, some grow more quickly, some take their time. But with care, all can flourish. And so with that, I think you're not tomatoes, our students. You're really not tomatoes. But with the way that we treat our students with care, it's a beautiful thing. And it's no wonder that our colleges continue to rank highly because we get it. So happy fall to everybody.
Thank you. President Hernandez.
Thank you, Trustee Inman. Although the Samueli Foundation's investment, larger scale investment, and the press release has been delayed, I at least feel comfortable commenting on the board docket item that you all approved tonight for a $3 million investment in our STEM initiatives. It is truly phenomenal, the investment that will be announced shortly at some point. It exceeds over $20 million in local community colleges and a local four-year school. Ours in particular is part of a STEM transfer investment. It is $12 million that includes IVC, 2 other community colleges, and a four-year institution to really transform the successful transition of community college STEM students to a university, to ensure that that pipeline is robust, it's diverse, and that our students are reaching their educational goals. And we are, I was just whispering to Elliot, I've never worked with a foundation that vets you beforehand, approaches you, and says, okay, we've already determined that you are going to be a partner. And it is just absolutely refreshing compared to all the other hoops we usually have to go through for grants. Secondly, I know that you all have already alluded to this, that both colleges were recognized for the return on investment. I believe this independently obtained data by the College Futures Foundation on wage gains tells us and reassures us that our students are gaining real economic value for their education. I think inherently and intuitively we know that, but this type of affirmation, I think, just motivates us to continue to do that. And post-completion outcomes are not an afterthought. They're intentional, they're institutional, and they require strategic focus. as clearly articulated in one of our priorities in Inspire 2035, that we will uplift the economic and social mobility of our students. And to that end, we are launching this fall semester Future Ready IVC. It's a new community of practice at Irvine Valley College that helps us revisit the principles of Community College 3.0 to co-create strategies that really focus on post-graduation outcomes and building on the work of Dr. Kimberly Lowry, who was our keynote speaker last spring at opening day. In fact, we've contracted with her. She's going to do coaching sessions, and through a series of workshops, we're going to truly re-examine student success through the lens of Community College 3.0. So it isn't just about the accolades or the recognition. It's about truly digging in deeply and intentionally to ensure that we are uplifting every voice and every student, and we're ready to accelerate and to lead in this area. Thank you.
Thank you very much. President Stern?
Thank you, President Inman. The college rankings and accolades that the Chancellor and President Hernandez spoke to speak to two of the board's strategic goals. They speak to more in terms of how we get there, but they certainly speak directly to equitable outcomes and to social mobility. What is spoken of less often, and where we have decided to focus this year, is on those equitable opportunities, not just equitable outcomes. It is a separate priority that you've identified for us. And one area where we see that highlighted in the data is with our first generation students. And so this is the year of first gen for us at Saddleback, because there's a lot of confusion about what an opportunity is and what an illusory opportunity is versus a real opportunity. Many opportunities exist in our society, and we live in the land of opportunity, but opportunities are not truly available to all people equally with equal access. There are barriers to availing oneself of those opportunities. And for first-generation students, the availing requires a knowledge and navigation that they often don't have, but also a mentality, an idea that many of you may relate to, that I may not be worthy of an opportunity that exists for me, that I don't belong here. You heard our student, I was so taken by her words, that now she belongs in every room she steps into. I hope that struck you the way it struck me tonight. That's exactly what we need our first generation students to know, that they belong here, that they deserve every single opportunity that we give them, because they are, as Chancellor Barnes said, not just tomatoes, but $5.99 a pound heirloom tomatoes. They are the best of the best, and we are so lucky to have them. And that's where our focus will be. And finally, I just want to say thank you for envisioning and building ATEP, and also thank you for allowing us to change up the plan 5 years ago. We're very happy that we decided to put auto tech and our new culinary program out there. It gives us access to new industry partners and takes culinary from the cruddiest facilities on our campus to the very best. And they're thrilled and we're thrilled, so thank you. That's it for me.
Thank you.
Can I have a point of personal privilege before we adjourn? I'd like to retroactively cede my 40 seconds left to Trustee Jamal because he had something he wasn't able to fit into his report.
Okay.
All right. So a few months ago, several of us, including myself, had, and Trustee Prendergast, had chastised Trustee Dack for the possibility of redistricting midstream. We told him at the time this was a very unusual occurrence, that it never happens,
does it.
and that it should
Never
not
happens.
happen.
Never happens.
So
Doesn't happen here, doesn't happen in Texas, doesn't happen anywhere.
I offer you
Texas.
my apologies for this criticism.
I'll accept it, thank you.
Trustee Inman, I don't know why we're not listed.
No, you're
Okay.
listed on my list.
All right,
He
thank
just
you.
didn't know that. We need you listed on the other as well. For fourth, I have down Vice Chancellor McDonald.
No report.
No report. I want to thank you for this. It took me 3/4 of a meeting to figure out what all the things were about, but it's way easier and better. So thank you so much for the meeting part of this. I appreciate it. Vice Chancellor Biscochill.
Yeah, I just want to highlight, Kim Wittes is the number 2 in Human Resources. She was hired 8 years ago. She's done a tremendous job for the district, and she'll be retiring. In particular, when Kim and I came in, I think there was like 17 grievances by CSEA against the district. There has not been a single grievance in the 8 years that Kim and I have been here, because Kim meets regularly with CSEA and has built a really wonderful relationship. So bottom of my heart, I want to thank Kim Wittes for her service to the district. We look forward to seeing her in retirement, but thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I just had something for Chris McDonald. So the split screen is great, and maybe I'm doing something wrong here, but when we click on, so you've got the agenda outline on the left and then the agenda on the right. And when I click on like the next agenda item, the agenda on the right doesn't move up like the old one used to. It used to bring up that agenda item. And then if you click on exhibit and then you want to go back to the next agenda item, it puts the agenda all the way back to the beginning of the very first page, not to the next agenda item.
I was actually going to share that out.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
It just, I'm sure it's some little glitch that just needs to get addressed.
We're learning.
If you're going to be upgrading the software, I have a feeling that will be in the news.
We could send out a little kind of a survey to the trustees to see how we could, since this is the first time we're using the program, to see how we can improve it.
But for the most part, we love this. It's great.
And it's pretty too.
Did
And it
anyone
turns red.
Did anyone have problems with their
Excuse me,
touch
there's-
screen?
They answered one of my questions about the agenda.
The
Okay,
right
we have one
answer
more
won't.
report.
It
and
will, but
she's
it
gonna
takes a
send
lot
out
of effort.
A survey, you guys?
Yeah, supposed to.
She's going to send out a survey to write down all of your suggestions. Okay, Vice Chancellor
Not
Gable.
consistent
at all.
Thank you.
Last report.
Where'd you see that?
So trustee Prendergast kind of alluded to it, but I did have the honor of presenting to the City of Tustin's City Council meeting, their local reuse authority meeting related to all things ATEP on behalf of the district. I did that along with our Executive Director of Facilities Planning, Mr. Medhani Ephraim. But I also did want to acknowledge we did have a booth at their event. There was over 100 attendees, so we got, I would say, great publicity. And we had Debbie Von Chalant. Did I butcher that? Debbie's in the background here. She was there representing IVC, and then we had Casey Cooper from Saddleback College manning the booth. So hopefully, I think we got some enrollments out of it, but we are very much looking forward to doing great things at ATEP. And as Trustee Prendergast said, the city manager, as well as several city council members, came up to me personally and thanked us for everything that we were doing out at ATEP, and they're very excited with what we're doing. So I just wanted to inform the board of that. And then lastly, the board approved our adopted budget for 25-26. Thank you for doing that. But I wanted to make sure that I thanked all the staff's time and hard work on getting that budget done, particularly my executive director, Connie Kavanaugh, along with her whole team, and then both of the vice presidents, David Kachatrian, as well as Rod Garcia from Saddleback. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We are going to go into closed session, but there will be no readout, so the meeting is adjourned.
Figure it out next time. That's one who wants to see. It's a little delayed. Oh, there's delay, because she's still going. Yeah. He was hoping.
Well, I was in, like, as I was saying.